Well, here's your basic tools that you'll need to get started. There's dozens and dozens of more items you can get over time if you feel the need, but you just need your basic Scotch-Brite pad, scraper, wax, typical $10 iron, your edge tuning tool, which you can set the file to the angle that your ski manufacturer recommends, diamond stone, P-Tex for fixing any major gouges, and a Sharpie for doing your edges.
Everybody, this is Nate, also known as Shiner2367 on Fishing Minnesota. I'm going to throw a little on how to wax your own skis slash snowboard. Save you a little money depending on how much and how often you get out. Something easy you can do. I think my dad taught me when I was around 10, 12 years old how to get this done. So first you want to get the base of your skis touched up. This is just your Scotch-Brite scrub pad, just a real light buff across the base to get any dust off. We're actually going to do cleaning scrape first, which just involves a real light coat of wax, and then scrape it off when it's hot. That way you get all the dirt and any of the dust and stuff that might be on there before you put your actual wax on. You want the setting just warm enough that when you touch the wax to it, you don't get any smoke, or very little smoke. I always like to start at the tip and work my way back. You can see, hopefully you can see, this is melting but not smoking. You want to get, little, M&M size dot of wax every couple of inches across the entire base of the ski. You just kind of melt that, working your way back and forth. And tip to tail, always work tip to tail. Right on top of that wax and work in a circular pattern. Make sure you get that pushed out all the way to the edge. And I'll show you here in a second what that looks like. If you have a heavy duty rubber band, you can use it to hold down your brakes. Here's what the wax looks like on there. M&M size drops. Here's what it looks like when it's ironed on. Again, this is just the first sort of cleaning wax, so it doesn't have to be perfect on this one. Again, you want to always work tip to tail, so you're just going to take the scraper, run it down over the base. You can see the wax that it's pulling up. And again, since it's the first clean wax, it doesn't have to be perfect. Putting just enough pressure on it to get the ski to bend a little bit. You can feel on the scraper where you're getting enough pressure and where you're not. So that looks pretty good for the cleaning wax. You can see, I'll bring the camera over, but the difference between the cleaning wax scrape and your finish wax. Hopefully you can see the color difference in that, but that is the cleaning, the first wax. See all the dirt and how black that is, and then here's your finishing wax, the light blue color. Here's the base of the skis. Once they've been cleaned, you can see they got a little bit of a shine to them. Still see some minor imperfections here. But that really is nothing to worry about. The second coat of wax will fill that in nicely. We're gonna do our main coat of wax. You use the same wax that you use for that cleaning run. Another simple household scrubbing brush. Just kind of buff the bottom of that to try and get any of the loose wax shavings off of there. The wax I'm using is a peak range of 12 to 28 degrees. It's a good all-around wax, especially for here in central southern Minnesota. Just try and max your wax to your current skiing conditions. Again, we're gonna melt this on. This coat, I do a little bit heavier, a few more M&M size drops per inch just to make sure we get good coverage. And again, you want the wax just hot enough to melt, but not smoke. For this coat, I can go back and wax it, or melt it right away. So I'll do one ski at a time and then let that sit for a couple minutes. Those have had about 15 minutes or so to cool, so I'm going to get to scraping here. This time when you scrape, you want to make sure that you get all the wax off the base. So this scraping process takes a little bit longer, a little bit more thorough. Again, you always want to work tip to tail. This whole process takes, give or take, 20 minutes or so once you get it down. Not counting the cooling time for that second coat of wax, of course. Just doing the edges, add maybe an extra 5 minutes or so. Probably not going to do the edges on these, they're in pretty good shape, but I'll show you how to check that, or how I check that anyway. Good way to test is tip of your nail. If you get some powder off it, they're sharp enough. That's the kind of the rule I've always lived by. But a good way to tell if your edges are dull, if you don't get any of that skin off your nail, take a Sharpie and run it down the edge of your ski in 10-inch increments like that. And as you sharpen, when that Sharpie mark disappears, you're good to go. Finished ski, you'll always get a little bit of wax residue on the skis, so I always clean those up and call it good. Hope everybody learned something from that today. If you have any questions, feel free to post and I'll answer them as best as I can. Thanks.